Hey guys, it's Jeff, and today I'm gonna go over, I know it doesn't look like much, but this is my $1 action cam spotter rope thingy-majig used for filming behind the boat. It's just an action cam mount for on your tower. Now this is an 08 AR230. I'm gonna go over how I built this. It's super simple, what you can use for supplies, because I just fashioned this from everything that I had sitting in the house. And just to kind of show you how well it works, what I had to do, just so you know, this bolt right here, this bolt and this lock nut have enough, this is loose enough in there so that as this goes back and forth with the skiing, this nut stays tight. Don't know if I explained that good enough, but you get the picture. But sorry, camera's focusing in and out. But this thing works awesome. I'll show you the test footage at the end of the video. This is a piece of Starboard, just some plastic. You can also use at Menards, they use plastic trim boards like what you'd use on your house, outside on your windows. That would work. And this right here is just your standard dry cleaning coat hanger. It's just a metal coat hanger. GoPro mount for mounting my GoPro, and then I also have an adapter for an actual camcorder, which works great. And that's it. We went out and used it last night. I'll show you my length and just go over how I put it together and some electrical tape. And that's it, guys. So here we go. All right, I wanted to show you just the factory setup. My tower is made by, well, it's licensed by Yamaha through HDPE. That's who did it for these 08s. I'm pretty sure they probably did them for every AR230 that looks like this, and maybe the 240s, I'm not sure. But anyway, here's the factory setup. Factory bolt. Ooh, don't want to lose it all. Here's the factory bolt. It sits down in there. You have your cap. Then you have this nylon bushing for your rope, and then you have a post. And that's it for the factory setup. Just wanted to show you what that looked like before we proceed further. We use everything except for this bolt. The key to this whole thing is going to be this bolt right here. Alrighty, let's see if I can get it fast. Anyway, you're gonna have to get a longer bolt. I just had a bunch of bolts, and I have stainless steel stuff. You want the bolt to be stainless steel, so it doesn't rust, because it's gonna be outside. At least that's my recommendation. It's a 3/8 by 16. It's a 3/8 16th number 16 bolt. So it's a 3/8 bolt. 16 is the thread, and I had one. I just had one. This bolt right here is 2.5 inches long. Come on now, cooperate. So, excuse me. So it's gonna be hard to do because I got a camera in my hand, but that's 2.5 inches long. My piece of Starboard here is 11 inches. I can tell you, the thicker or stiffer this is, the better. Why is this 11 inches? That's just where I cut it. I mean, this was just a guess. I might even take this and mount it more, just mount it a little bit closer, or just make it shorter. The only thing I can see that's a problem, that could be a problem, is when the camera's on the end here, is it going up and down like this, okay? I'll show you the footage that we took it out from yesterday. It works absolutely perfect as it is right now, but I think it might just be if it was windier. I don't know. I might just make it a little bit shorter, but I just wanted to give you an idea. So got the bolt, right thread pitch. What I figured out was that is pretty much how far that goes into the tower. Okay, so I figured that's how much thread I have in there. The hole that's on the top of the tower that this sits on and that this threads into, bottoms out. So it doesn't, you know, you can be a little short, but you can't be long. You just won't tighten up. So with this right here seemed to work, a 2.5 inch bolt, and that left me with, let's see how much threads I have. That left me with 1 inch of threads. So that's where you need to be, is around an inch of thread sticking out to tighten it up. So I used a washer, another washer, and a lock nut. The reason I use a lock nut is so that I can leave this loose. Well, you can't really tell right now. I'm spinning it by hand. I left this loose. There is some drag on it, but I left it loose so that way this board can swing back and forth, and then it's a lock nut, so it won't eventually back off. The reason there's another nut right there is to take up the slack so that I had my inch of threads. Without this nut, this whole screw was bottoming out. There's too much threads, and it went and tightened up against the boat. So when this is all on, this is what it looks like. My inch of threads protruding right there to tighten it up, no more. And it just works great. When I tighten it up, I just tighten this nut right here, and I snug it up. I snug it up enough to where this still moves, the nylon still moves, and that's it. So hopefully I explained that well enough. This is pretty simple. And like I said, I'm using some Starboard. This is, what's my thickness? It's half inch thick. Thicker the better. If you had 3/4 inch, I think that would work just as good. Again, you can use trim board, so like Menards, Home Depot, Lowe's, whatever. They sell trims, plastic trims for like the outside around your windows. You have to buy an 8-foot stick of it, but it's like $5. It's not that much. And there you go. So you can source this same day and do the whole thing. Now, the next thing is the coat hanger. This is just your standard old coat hanger that I folded. And all I did is I drilled 2 holes on the top, ran the wiring over, and it stays just fine. I wrapped this in electrical tape just to kind of keep it together, make it look less trashy. I don't know. You could even take, I was even gonna take some heat shrink tubing. I didn't have the right size though, and I was gonna put heat shrink over it just to make it look nice, make it look like it's not a freaking coat hanger. But it works, because what you have to remember is you have to get the rope through there. So it has to be open enough to get the rope into it. And I'll show you how we do that real quick. Hang on. Alrighty, so I'm gonna show you how I bent the hanger to achieve this. I also use, like I said, electrical tape. Electrical tape, you gotta have something to cut the hanger, yada yada. Now, this is a dry cleaning hanger. It's a metal hanger. It's not coated with plastic because you don't want that. I think it makes it harder to bend. Just a regular metal hanger. I did see online they make stainless ones, but okay. So, step 1 is what I did is I bent this in the middle like that. And I bent it like that to get 2 uniform style looking forks here, okay? I originally had it like this, and the rope sat in about here, but then I changed it by bending these legs up. So let me grab some tape. So we're just gonna take a piece there, because you're gonna want this thing to look halfway decent. You don't want it to look like, you know, you went to AutoZone and bought all their crap and fastened it to your $20,000 plus boat. Okay. So then once you get that done, and of course I'm not going to be like spending all day out here doing this because this is just for demonstration. I used some pliers. What I used the pliers for, so I could bend these to keep them even. It's way easier to do with pliers. Yeah. Squeeze them together like so. All right. So there you go. I run my electrical tape all the way down, and then straighten this up just a little bit so it doesn't look super dumb. So there you go. So now you got your 2 forks. Now this pretty much is where we're at right now. Obviously I cut it right up here where it starts to twist so that I could feed these through. And then the last step is to make the bends. So as you can see, this right here is just coming straight, and I just bent it. I did it on both sides, okay? And let's see if I can do this without jacking it up. bad. Anyway, so there you see, just like that. And grab my piece of rope. And now you can see the rope comes through, and now it's setting in there. Piece of cake. All right. Pretty simple. And what we do is we take this, cut the top, do this over here so I don't lose the camera. And then I feed these two pieces through here, through there, bend it over, you know, use your pliers, crimp it down, make it flat, snip it, and that's it, guys. You know, make it look nice. Again, 11 inches, 2.5-inch bolt is what I use. I had to use this nut as a spacer, so if you use, I mean, honestly, if you got a 2-inch bolt, would probably work. Grab a couple. Stainless steel hardware is what you want so it doesn't rust. And that's it. I'm sure some troll's gonna go online and say something I could have done better. I don't care. I'll show you what this looks like on the boat and how you feed everything. Okay, so slide everything on, piece of cake, take your bolt, line it up, and I just twist mine in by hand. Now this is hard to do with the camera, so give me a second here, guys. There we go. Twist it in. Now, when you tighten this up, you might need 2 wrenches. So that way, number one, as you're tightening this, you don't accidentally compress, you don't accidentally tighten this nut up against the starboard here. All right, so you might need 2 wrenches. And then boom, tighten it up. Swing this back. Notice the bolt does not move. That's what you want. That moves still, so it's not freaking smashed. And then we'll show you how to put the rope on. All right. We just about fell in my driveway. Okay, so now, unfortunately, most people don't know how to put a ski rope on. The ski rope does not, or tow rope, does not just go over just with the end like that. What you do is you take your hand, you pull this through. This is hard to do with the camera, so excuse me. You pull it through like that, and we'll pull a little bit out. And so you make a knot. That's how you put it on, regardless if you have this or not. That's how you put it on. So then this just goes over like that. That goes on like that, pull it tight, and then I just go under and under, and that's it, man. Piece of freaking cake. Money in the bank. Again, that's it. I hope everybody enjoys this. Costs nothing, works awesome. And I'll show you my mounts here, and we'll wrap this video up. Alrighty, and there's my camera mounted up. Now, I can tell you, GoPros suck for doing wakeboard or water ski, tubing, whatever. Surfing, probably not so bad. GoPro has awesome image stabilization. I have a 5, but the problem is just it doesn't, it's for more close up. It's not far away. The other thing about the GoPro is if you have a black that you can, you know, view the live feed on your phone, you can dial it in. What we had to do is we had to dial this in quite a bit while the boat was going. Someone had to stand back here. At least the nice thing with this is you can turn your screen around. But what we found is that pretty much almost straight back is what we wanted. We had it tilted down first and it just was shooting water. So pretty much flat with the tower worked perfect. And again, we didn't get that much head shake. This thing is actually lighter than a GoPro, believe it or not. And the action cam seemed to work the best. But you got what you got, you know? Use what you use. I might even put another GoPro mount farther back here and see, you know, if getting a little bit less weight over here might help. The video was not bouncy, but this is what I worry about, is it just doing this. Because if it's farther back here, it's not gonna flex as much. And that's it, guys. Piece of cake. I hope you guys all enjoy. Subscribe to my channel. More videos coming. Yada, yada, yada. Enjoy your summer. Bye.